Secretary, we've heard the Department of Finance recommend a total ban on POGOs. First of all, I just wanted to ask if the Department of Labor and Employment has already been asked to come up with solutions to the thousands of jobs. 25,000, I believe, is the latest forecast of jobs lost in terms of the Filipino workers in the sector. Have you prepared solutions for this?
As early as last year, actually, we have started communicating with the POGO companies. The intention was to be able to generate information by profiling Filipino workers who might be affected in the event that there will be a total ban or closure of this POGO. Incidentally, POGO or non-POGO, if they are engaged in illegal activities, they should not be welcome in the Philippines.
Hi, Sec Benny, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, Sec Benny, I just wanted to run some numbers by you. I know Gretchen saw 25,000, but I was actually also raking through old reports. Now, from June, you said you were already doing that profiling and the review of POGOs. The number that you cited was 22,000 Filipino workers to be affected.
Yes.
Here in NCR alone. 1 month around there has passed. Do you have an updated number nationwide of about how many Filipino workers will be affected pag naban po no, ng total ang POGOs?
Actually, kasi ang concentration ng mga nag-ooperate ng POGO ay nasa NCR, no? And in Region 3, actually, isa na lang ang surviving internet gaming licensee. The other regions, actually, we are awaiting confirmation. But as I have been informed, per the PAGCOR head count, there are only 43 operating right now. And actually, they have rebranded POGO to IGL. So, POGO right now is a no-no as far as PAGCOR is concerned. And we are closely coordinating with them. In fact, out of these existing companies, around 28 of them have submitted the completed profile of workers who might be affected. And we have more or less identified the positions of Filipino workers who might need the assistance from the Department of Labor and Employment in the various forms of intervention.
Right. Last month also, Sec, sabi ninyo, no, big challenge and problem ang haharapin natin kapag natupad nga yung total ban. Have you changed your mind about that statement in the past month?
What I said is that a loss of employment, whatever it is, will always be a challenge for the department because we are seeing improvement in our labor and employment statistics, but nevertheless, we still have a considerable number of Filipinos who are unemployed and underemployed. So, lagi namang lagi naming concern, gusto namin makita na lahat ng ating mga kababayan na pwedeng maghanap buhay, makakita ng trabaho sa ating sariling bansa. Kaya we always say na it's always a challenge for us, not simply providing employment, but the ideal situation is that we are able to provide them quality and decent jobs.
Secretary, you say you've been profiling the workers, right? So who are they? What is their general age demographic? Are they mostly male or female? Are they college educated? Who are these people?
It's a mix, no? Pero mas maraming ang per the records provided by me, to me, via the National Capital Region, mas marami ang kababaihan doon sa kanilang binigay na initial na data. Doon sa 22,000 na nabanggit mo kanina, mga 12,000 doon ay female, 10,000 more or less are male, no? That number.
Okay. Malaki po ba yung sweldo?
What is the general age demographic, did you say?
No, wala akong binanggit na age. Ang sinabi ko yung category, babae at saka
Okay.
lalaki, mas
So-
marami ang kababaihan.
Okay, so do we know what their general age range is, the median age range of the workers?
That information I'm still awaiting because
Okay.
what the National Capital Region is doing, hinihimay nilang mabuti kasi para makita namin anong klaseng intervention ang pwede namin maipagkaloob. Dahil marami sa kanila, mga encoders, admin staff, at saka yung nandoon sa SR and finance staff ng nasabing mga kumpanya.
Right, exactly, Secretary. I mean, the reason I'm asking about the general profile is it impacts what kind of jobs you could source for them in the future, right? So, for instance, are they mostly
correct.
college educated? And if they're not, then what kind of jobs can you help source for them, right?
Yes, that's true. Meron ding mga not exactly college graduates dahil meron din silang mga utility staff, no, those involved in housekeeping and maintenance work. At meron ding mga drivers na nagsiservisyo sa nasabing POGO companies. Pero ang majority, nandun sa nabanggit ko kanina, admin staff, SR staff, finance staff, and even involved in marketing and liaisoning, plus yung mga encoders, no? Ang majority ay encoders.
Okay. And do we have any ideas, Sec Benny, kasi usap-usapan lagi na mataas daw magbayad yung mga POGO. I know hindi pa tapos yung results ng inyong review, pero as early as now, meron ba tayong idea kung totoo nga ba na mas generous magbayad itong mga POGOs?
Again, iba-iba din ang sweldo, depende dun sa klase ng trabaho. So, meron pa rin mga minimum wage earners.
Okay.
Kikita ng range sa 30,000 to 40,000. Pero I think we will be able to complete the study so that nabanggit ko kanina, ano ba ang pwede naming gawin in terms of upskilling, training, employment facilitation, as well as to be providing them specialized projects or livelihood grants. Some of them might not be probably open to looking for other jobs, but we'll try to help them out on the basis of the programs of the Department of Labor and Employment.
Secretary, the DOLE has mentioned that workers will be ensured separation pay and other benefits. Is that correct? And when you say workers and you're going to help workers, are those the Filipino workers only?
Yes. Basically, Filipino workers, because wala naman tayong dun sa mga foreigners dito, I think that they should be taken care of by their employers separately. We can extend assistance also to them, no? Kasi alam naman natin na marami tayong mga Filipino workers elsewhere. And we'd like to also be able to help those in need, irrespective kung sila ay foreigner, anong pwede nating maipagkaloob na assistance. But certainly, we have to prioritize yung ating pong mga local workers na maapektuhan in the event of a total ban or closure.
Secretary, totoo po ba yung guarantee ng separation pay and other benefits? At sino po ang mag-shoulder nun? Paano nyo po babantayan na mababayaran yon in the event of a total ban?
Yun po yung kasama sa ginagawang profiling ng ating National Capital Region, Department of Labor and Employment, kasi na-meet na po nila, nakakapulong na po nila lahat po ng mga kumpanya na nag-ooperate pa sa ngayon, at bahagi po yon ng kanilang intervention na ipagkakaloob sa mga maapektuhan pong mga manggagawa.
Okay. Kailan naman po, Sec, matatapos or kailan nyo inaasahan kahit more or less estimate lang, no, itong review ninyo?
Gusto sana namin na as soon as possible, no? Dahil hindi namin alam ano magiging sitwasyon, kung maging abrupt yung decision o kaya naman may transition period. Makakatulong kung merong time na kami ay makagawa ng aming mga respective na intervention kasama niyong pag-i-insure ng kanilang mga benepisyo na dapat matanggap sa kanilang employer.
Ay, sorry po, yung benepisyo po, yung pondo po nun ay galing po sa inyo o galing po dun sa
Hindi
mga
po.
POGO?
Dati po yung sa kumpanya nila dahil yung po ang kanilang employer. Ang DOLE po pwede lamang magkaloob sa kanila in the forms of livelihood assistance. Mga displaced workers naman po ay pwede pagkat ng tinatawag na employment facilitation, imamatch po namin sila dun sa mga existing na mga trabaho, especially po yung mga nakakalap namin na vacancies galing po sa ating mga private sector, sa mga business organization.
Okay, Sec Benny, ito nagbabaka sakali lang, no? Pero itanong ko na rin habang nandito po kayo. Sabi kasi ng PAOK, around 300 po ang 300 ang illegal POGOs, no, sa buong Pilipinas. As you said nga, less than 50 na lang yung legal dyan. Do you have any idea kung gaano karaming tao na Filipinos ang employed po dito sa mga illegal POGOs? I know it's malabo dahil nga illegal sila. Pero just in case, may idea kayo.
Wala sa radar namin yan, yung illegal. In fact, hindi yan na nakarehistro sa Department of Labor and Employment. And yung mga foreigners dyan, walang tamang dokumento, walang AEC. So, mahirap sigurong mag-estimate kung gaano karami. But if we look at gaano ba ka-extensive ang operations ng isang kumpanya, gaano kalaki, so mahirap pag-estimate kung gaano karaming maapektuhan. So we are trying to coordinate also with PAO dahil gusto rin naming matingnan ano yung patayan ng kanilang sinasabi na estimate nila na maapektuhan ng manggagawa. Nang sa ganun naman, makagawa din kami ng aming appropriate na pagpaplano paano kami makakatulong at hindi magdagdagan po yung ilang walang hanap buhay sa ating bansa.
Yeah. Lastly, Secretary, in May, DOLE announced that you stopped issuing AEPs, Alien Employment Permits, which the foreigners need to work here in the Philippines. Can you confirm that that is still in place? And what is the plan there?
We are specifically looking at POGO, no, wala na kung hindi na siya pumaloob doon sa operations na ginawa ng ating pong PAGCOR na IGL, masyado na hong istrikto ang pagbibigay ng alien employment permit. Pero meron pang ibang mga foreigners na hindi naman sa POGO nagtatrabaho at yan naman ay pinapahintulutan pa rin natin, pero nakasubject yan sa tinatawag na labor market test. Ang ibig sabihin lang yan, kung may available Pilipino na pwedeng gawing trabaho, dapat ang may preference ay ang Pilipino.
Yeah, sorry, I should have clarified. Yes, you stopped issuing AEPs for POGO workers. So it is still in place until now?
What?
You haven't issued any alien employment permits?
We have not. In fact, yung mga naiwan na POGO pa rin ang kanilang lisensya. Kinancel na ng ating regional director yung kanilang existing na AEP. Kasi they should have actually entered or praised yung bagong regulasyon ng PAGCOR na sinusundan ng DOLE kung ito po ay dapat pa sila ba eligible pa mabigyan ng alien employment permit. But basically, nagkaroon na po yan ng mahigpit na pagsusuri noong po kanilang mga
Secretary, nandyan pa po kayo?
dito pa.
Ayun, oo. Pareho naman po, ika-clarify ko lang po yung POGO at saka yung IGL o Internet Gaming License, pareho naman. Yung tinutukoy po ninyo na hindi na kayo nagbibigay, mahigpit na.
Wala na yung POGO kasi as of May. Talagang bigyan sila based on sa information na aking batid ay yung POGO should have transition to IGL. And they should actually comply dun sa mga bagong regulasyon ng PAGCOR. If they have not done so, then they are considered already illegal at hindi na sila bibigyan ng AEP ng ating pong regional offices.
Okay. Secretary, bilang panghuli na lang, pahabol na lang po, may mga syudad na nag-total ban on POGOs, namely Bulacan, Valenzuela, and Pasig. Gusto ko lang po malaman kung tumulong na rin po ang DOLE doon sa mga nawalan na trabaho ng mga Pilipino, doon po sa mga syudad na yon, ano na po yung naging mga solusyon, ano yung mga findings natin, saan po anong industriya sila nailagay?
Wala akong ganun ka-specific na data sa ngayon, pero ang ulat sa akin nga ng Region 3, wala na po silang nabigyan na AEP at kung meron pong mga displaced workers, yan po ay binibigyan ng intervention at tulong po. Ang form po ng intervention na binibigay ng DOLE ay may kinalaman po doon sa referral sa mga upskilling, training at convergence with those program in the form po ng provision sa kanila ng materials related to the training. Kasama din po yung provincial livelihood grant. Pwede rin po silang mag-avail ng aming temporary employment for displaced workers as well as employment facilitation po, yung matching ng mga available na vacancies sa kanila pong kasanayan. So lahat po ito, pinagkakaloob po ng DOLE doon sa mga makikita po natin na naapektuhan ng pagsasara o paghihinto po ng trabaho, irrespective po kung pogo yan o other industry ang naapektuhan.
Okay.
Alright, maraming salamat po at sana mapangalagaan nga po natin yung kapakanan ng ating mga Filipino workers, whatever happens here in this issue. Thank you so much for joining The Big Story tonight, Labor Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma.